Anunnaki's god or giant Mesopotamian deity. This one is Tašmetu. I believe that this one creature, goddess, whatever, could also be this one, also known as hathor, I guess. Hathor from Egypt, or Bastet, or Isis. Yes, it could be Isis. This one would be also Isis or pombo gira. Is a demoness in the Afro religion, and it's a goddess of black magic, or some would say sex, love, nonsense thing, promiscuity, prostitution. What else? And all kind of nonsense things, all kind of immoral things. This one is ishtar, or ishtar. Could be she, could be Isis as well. This one is the pombo gira, also known maybe as the Isis, hathor, Bastet, the cat woman. This one also. Prostitutes, the unemployed, the homosexuals, travestis, all kind of either follows this entity or they are being harassed and influenced by this particular entity, and just as often is sought out by professionals and a politician seeking wealth and power. Pombo gira is a spirit that is easy to relate to and had imagined her many manifestations. Is related to everyday animal instincts or reptilian instinct, and the size of people, vices, lust, indulgences, gambling, all kind of nonsense, drugs, black magic, killing. She's very human, concerned with the flesh and material nature, and shares in our human weaknesses. The pombo gira as well, but there is many. It's many. The side there is many. Do you understand? This is not just a unique entity. This is just like a egregora. Let's say it's a group. It's a group, a egregora of these beings, as well as the main shoes. Shoes is usually the Enkaya who follows them. Are often considered immoral because they will fight for justice and destroy enemies without concern for morality. But considered immoral. If they are immoral, what would they know about justice? If you are immoral, you don't know justice, am I right? So, but of course, sometimes like people do evil things to us, even if our parents, we can do something bad towards them if they do excruciating evil thing towards us. Like there's many cases like this, especially in the East, where they rape or ask friends to come in and rape their own daughter. Then one parents like this, I would not care about justice, the main justice. I'll do with my own hands, my word or daughter. Lucky I didn't have such parents. So I often consider moral because they will fight for justice and will destroy enemies without concern for morality. Means that they will take things in their own hands. And it's okay, because a person is not good, so go there and punish them. So what? Why you care for being the ever suffering being? Pity yourself, only cry. I don't like this kind of people who cry and always want want attention from others, self-pity themselves. The thing is, stand up, go there and make it happen. And I do so with complete and utter self-service in mind. It's one reason why she's considered by some to be dangerous to walk with, because she's called upon by people of varying moralities. The person who works who can energize her dangerous nature or her helpful nature, because she's dual, depending on how she's patient and which part is patient. Here's her male, a shoe. Of course, it's not quite like this, but usually they appear with a black hood to cover up his body. So an Egyptian hathor, they can take many images. Those could be Isis. Okay, bastet. I have a bastet at home. Here is my bastet here. This cat come to me out of the blue in 2019. Oh my gosh, how old am I? And this cat. So she come to me in 2019, and she bring a lot of, I would say, not luck, but still I love her unconditionally. But she didn't bring me any luck, much for the contrary. But that's okay. When she came to my life went downhill, financially, the health-wise. But that's okay. I believe that this is a spirit that come in our house, and many of these black cats came to you before the pandemics. Some household, for some reason, was given a black cat because she came to my 10th floor. I live on the 10th floor. There is no way this cat could come by its own. She was in my kitchen, like very pretending that she was innocent. I knew at the start. I say, hey, this cat didn't come to bring good news, but that's okay. It was December before Christmas, but that's okay. Okay, you can come, you can stay. Okay, because I love and respect you as an animal. So I love you, but I felt something like was wrong. My daughter, who immigrated to the country a few months later, and her cat died. As soon as this bastard cat came in, her daughter died. Oh, her cat died in April, but that's okay. What to do? So my daughter didn't like her. See what this cat's doing here? And I can't let the cat. She's pregnant and she can stay, and I give birth here, no problem. So, but many households back in 2019 once visited by this cat, and they stayed. There's some omen and sometimes not good omen. This one is the Aphrodite. Look at the European version. What a difference! The woman have that formosa, that they are so gracious, so beautiful compared with these others. I don't care what people say, is what I see. Look at, she's the goddess of love, but they are portrayed as so beautiful and so decent and pure compared with the others. Look at this one also. This one is the Freya, also the goddess of cats. Okay, she's from the Nordic goddess, and you see, they are more decent, they are more like majestic, very beautiful compared with the others. Was so, I don't know how to say, so extravagant, so vulgar ou demonic. This one also is fria. Aphrodite. Fria. Okay, see? Bastet. On the European version, they are more decent, pure, and beautiful. This one is the Indian Vedas versus the demoness that eats smell. She's very fierce and she punishes. She punishes very, very badly. But she's the same as the pombo giras. Those are the same as the ishtar, etc. But the European version might have been other kind of species that came to Earth in Europe. This one is a non-equis. Those beings are non-ex. The Europeans one are different. These ones are non-ex. The Europeans, I believe it is another being that came prior to this non-ex, and then they copied the others one who was already here before them. Divine consort of the scribe god, created with wisdom and sexual attractiveness. Tašmetu's main role is that of a wife to Nabu, the divine scribe of destinies. Nabu functions as a god of wisdom, because knowledge and learning were often transmitted in written form. Tašmetu also becomes linked with wisdom herself. It doesn't, unless it's the same being, doesn't make any sense. It's not because my partner is wise that I'm gonna become wise, because he's good that I'm gonna become good. I cannot be his shadow, neither can he become my shadow. It doesn't make any sense. And sex and addiction to it doesn't make anybody wise. That's another rubbish statement. By association with her husband, there's no sense. She also has a link with sexual attractiveness. This is another thing. Be a sexy symbol. Be very sexually attractive. That's, oh my god, that's some different thing compared with let's say being wise, because not all sexual oriented person is wise. Most of the contrary, which may stem from a shared aspect with the goddess Nanna Ishtar, who is Nabu consort of parallel tradition. Oh, Ishtar, you see? Ishtar or Isis. Divine genealogy and secretism, and Isis have something to do with Horus, if I don't make a mistake, and Horus could be Kaya. Divine genealogy and secretism. Tašmetu is the daughter of the goddess Uranus, the deity of the northern Babylonian city of Dilbar, and post-millennium Assyria. Tašmetu was Nabu's consort, but in Babylonia, this role was taken by the goddess Nanna Ishtar. Tašmetu shares aspect with Nanna, particularly in her association with sex and wisdom. Nonsense, sex and wisdom doesn't go along. Nonsense, I cannot stand the stupidity. Cult place. Tašmetu cult centers are connected with places of worship for her consort Nabu. In Babylonia, Nabu was worshipped from the early 2nd millennium, and by the turn of the 4th millennium was one of the supreme gods of the region, alongside Marduk. Marduk could be his son then, and he is in Kai and Ki. In the new Assyrian period, Tašmetu cult was adopted the city of Kalvu, along with worship of Nabu, and around 800 BCE, Assyrian king Adad-nirari Dedi built temples, twin temples for the Nabu and Tašmetu and the Kailu temple complex named the Ezida. This was later replaced by several Adad-nirari. Tašmetu is false antecedent Nabu's consort. She appears relatively late and then only in fragmentary gods list from the Old Babylonian period. In the post-millennium, she is mentioned in texts from the New Assyrian, Achaemenid, and Seleucid periods. And Tašmetu relationship celebrating a pair composition from Ashurbanipal's royal library at Nineveh, dated from the 7th century BCE. The text probably relate to a ritual which the cult state of Nabu and Tašmetu were brought together in a ceremonial marriage. In Babylonian tradition, the marriage was sometimes between Nabu and Nanna. The narrative is set partly in the voices of the two deities who rejoice in their relationship with each other, Isis and Horus, Ninshida and Inkaya. The love lyric was contained the script of Nabu and Tašmetu playful sexual encounters in a garden. Part of the ceremonial marriage involving Nabu and Tašmetu took place in a garden set, and references to fruit and gardens were enduring metaphors for sexual attraction that shine in the Near East. Oh, how nice! I'm coming here, just like that, find out the beautiful biodiversity, which one's Earth, beautiful planet, just come and I say, proclaim itself gods. Oh, I'm your gods. I already found everything given to me and handled with a tray. Now worship me as God. How easy is that? Several surviving letters give account of actual such ceremonies that took place, presumably between the cult statue of Nabu and Tašmetu in Kailu during the 8th century BCE, providing vivid picture of what the deities got up to during the ritual. One letter describes how Nabu and Tašmetu spent 60 days and 7 nights in their wedding bedroom, during which they were served a royal banquet. Afterwards, Nabu was taken out to stretch his legs, and then he hunted wild fox in the game park. Unfortunately, we aren't given details of Tašmetu's activities when she emerged from the bedroom. Tašmetu is mentioned in association with both sexual attractiveness and wisdom and post-millennium prayers from the seat of Kailu. She is deemed a wise goddess in a fragmentary prayer. In another prayer, she is described as the queen of the Lady of the Fates. Screw the fates, screw. The same prayer also describes Tašmetu as a goddess of sex appeal, sexuality. Is already, how to say that word, is already overrated. Warped. Sex is warped and overrated. Blah. And a mistress of the lovers and the inhabited world. Tašmetu association with both sex and wisdom may stem from a shared aspect with Nabu, other consort Nanna, Ishtar, which is also the so-called Kali or Parvarthi or whatever, and many others. Okay, or Isis, Kali, many others. Tašmetu also appeared as the divine element in a female personal name, notably Assyrian king Sennacherib had a wife named Tašmetu Sahrat, who held an unusually prominent position by his side. That's all for Isis, Hathor, what else? Hathor, Isis, ishtar, all the same creature. Okay, o pombo gira, Shu, which ones are male and key, Hathor, Isis again. Okay, Bastet, Sekhmet, all the same, alright? And I don't know what she come in my life for For what she come in my life? I mean, it's okay. You want to stay with me? Okay, fine. But for what? What's your purpose? To pin me down, is it? To try to block my path, is it? But that's okay. I still love this cat, regardless of anything. And when I confront her, I say, I know who you are. She becomes very, like, very shocked, and she started to close her eyes and open, like she say, I'm in pain, and I could hear her voice saying, I'm in emotional pain, I'm in pain, I'm in pain. Why she's in pain? Because the other side, in another form, um, they know that she, a part of this basket, become attached to me, very close, like I'm her grandma, I'm her mother, human mother. I become her mother and her grandmother, alright? So she become very attached to me, and that's bad for the other side because they don't allow it. And then I could feel the pain in her eye, like she want to shed tears whenever I say, I know who you are and why you come. But I don't want to further stress her out, so I keep most of the time quiet. But there is time when I say, I know who you are. But that's okay. I still love you unconditionally. No matter what kind of thing you do to me, I still love you. Give me bad luck financially, health wise. I don't care about relation because I am okay alone. I have animals, I'm okay already. I don't need humans in my life, I need the animals. So she is that one, Freya, also from the Norse, the cats, cat deity. And look at how they can accommodate themselves. Each culture has their own image. Let's say it got people, humans, in each ethnic or phenotype groups like to portray in a copy their god according to their image. That means you create your own gods and goddesses, okay, not the another way around. However, here we have another kind of a very ancient kind of a deities that came to us, that the ones already in Europe. 500,000 years later came the Anunnaks. Okay, then they create all these hathor, horus, Isis, and many others like Sekhmet, Bastet, etc. Ishtar, etc. Are you okay? Kenny gata? Huh? Be careful. Can or not? Careful. Okay, so that's what we have. That's what some people worship in their polytheism culture. These beings.